absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Facer Hill Pro Wrestling Talk. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Marcus Smine, and Justin Terrell. How's it going, guys?
Doing pretty good.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Well, guys, we got a lot to go over. We're going to start off. First of all, we're going to start off with Worlds Collide. That happened last Saturday. And I just seen some numbers. I heard some numbers. I heard they did over 3 million views on YouTube in English, and they did 4 million views in Spanish. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty successful. They got a big show this Sunday. Last I heard, I guess it's just airing. It's a big Triple Mania show. I think it's just airing in Mexico. I don't think it's airing in the U.S. I might be able to. I still might be able to see it because I may be able on what I have. I may be able to see it. So I'm hoping so. But there's a lot of TNA people going to be on it, and some WWE wrestlers going to be on it also.
Yeah, I was trying to see what the full card was. So I know the Nemeth and Legado El Fantasma was in a Fatal 4 tag match together.
Yep. So they're doing pretty well. That's a good start for them, and they also made a star. We'll talk about that here in a minute. And maybe some other stars. We'll see. But the first thing, we started the show off with a 6-man tag featuring Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. They took on Cruz del Toro, and Lance Dorado and Dragon Lee. Pretty entertaining match, but the highlight and what everybody's talking about all over the internet and everywhere is Mr. Iguana. And he made a huge impression, so big that he had his own video package on Monday Night Raw. And the rumor is he's going to be signed and go straight to Monday Night Raw. He's not going to NXT. At least that's the rumors that I've been hearing. So pretty solid match. Marcus, what'd you think of Mr. Iguana and that match?
I like Mr. Iguana. I like how he used that Iguana puppet. It was almost like the damn thing was alive.
Yeah.
The way it would come off his hand and jump on the ref and I'll tell you, those guys are good. I followed Triple A some. It's a different style, and I thought they did very well. That was a good opener because then you got to see 6 of the top stars of Mexico come in and show their thing right off the bat, and they did awesome. So, and I didn't write any notes down, so I must have liked it. So I have nothing to bitch about. I didn't write it down.
Okay, Justin, what was your take on Mr. Iguana and that match?
Well, I would definitely say Mr. Iguana is definitely entertaining. Definitely going to be something to look forward to. Now, question is, what if he is truly going to go straight to the main roster and go straight to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, wherever he may need to be fit in? How are they going to use him as just the lucha, as a lucha libre, or are they going to make him a gimmick character like Santino and stuff like that? So that's what I'm kind of curious to see. I hope they don't do that because right now in the Triple H or Paul Levesque era, they haven't really ruined any characters, I believe, yet so far. Yeah. And so I hope they keep it. I hope it doesn't turn into a comedy gimmick and it stays the way it is. But I'm calling it within the next 2 years. I want to see the Cobra versus the Iguana at WrestleMania.
I don't know if we'll see it at Mania, but I definitely think we're going to see it. You may even see.
Mick Foley to be the referee.
Yeah, you may
Well,
see
yeah,
Mick Foley involved.
And I want Mr. Socko to be the special guest referee.
Yeah, I agree. Chris, I think you got to see. I know you got to see Mr. Iguana. I don't know if you've seen the whole match or not, but I know you've seen Mr. Iguana. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I'd never heard of the guy before. I'm gonna be honest. Never heard of him. Never had seen him, and I wasn't watching that pay per view. I was just happening to walk through to get ready to leave, and I said, "Does he have a fucking iguana on his head?" I didn't know his name or nothing. And then next thing I know, he has the damn thing in his mouth, and he's flying around, beating this dude down. It was, I stood there and watched it. I mean, it caught my attention. I stood there and watched it before I left. Like, I was impressed. Like, he's definitely over. But yeah, I mean, hey, he's bought into the gimmick, and if you can fully buy into, if you're fully bought into it, everybody's going to feel that, and that's how you get over. That's how you get over it. It's working for them.
Most definitely. And they'll sell all kinds of those
I
puppets.
heard
the
he was.
helmet.
I heard he's already like in the top 5 of merchandise sales.
I want a shirt.
I want an
I'm gonna
action
have to get on
figure.
there and get me a shirt.
I'm getting on
Well,
WWE
but-
shop to buy one of those Tyrese Halliburton shirts
Shirts, yeah.
that they have on WWE
Well,
shop.
WWE Shop
We'll get
has
one of
the
those shirts.
iguana for sale, I believe.
They have
Oh,
one.
really? Already? I thought we'd be
Yeah,
surprised.
I'm pretty sure they already have the iguana and his shirt on sale.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Our good buddy Warren was not critical, but he was upset. Let's get your guys' take on this. Upset, and he claims if this character would have debuted on AEW, everybody would have shit on it. And
No.
I see his point to a degree, but I don't think so because look, they had Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy was as gimmick as gimmick could be. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like Orange Cassidy when it first came out. I didn't care for him at all. Now I'm a big fan. It took me a little time.
Is that the one that kept his fucking hands in his
His
pockets?
pockets, yeah.
That was. I thought that was some of the stupidest shit I ever seen.
Yeah, but
But he was over.
he got over, and
He was over. But I didn't get it.
plus he proved he could wrestle too.
Yeah.
So I mean, so yeah, I understand Warren's point of view, but I think Mr. Iguana would have done well there too. But Mr. Iguana would have suffered. I don't think AEW is near as good as marketing as what WWE is.
I agree 100%.
He'll be a much bigger star in WWE than ever could be in AEW. And I'm not trying to shit on AEW. I'm just being honest from a marketing standpoint.
Well, AEW fans wouldn't want him over there anyway. AEW is all about wrestling, and it's not entertainment. Remember,
Well,
Yeah, they probably.
if you want to see the best wrestling, you go watch AEW. According to everybody, WWE's just gimmicks and comedy and all that. So,
yeah.
So why would an AEW fan want him there anyway?
it's true.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah, Warren was a little upset, but and I don't think he disliked the character.
No,
I
he
don't
liked the
think
character, but
yeah, I think
he
was
just
fine.
felt like if it was in AEW, it'd get criticized.
But it goes both ways.
It does.
It ain't just people shitting on AEW. People
It goes both ways.
people shit on WWE too. So no matter what they do, so it goes both ways.
I'll be honest. If he would have debuted on AEW, I probably never would have heard of the guy because
You never
unless I would have just got lucky and you were watching AEW and I saw him on there. But I mean, I don't watch none of the AEW stuff. And when
I don't
AEW
either.
first started, and you can ask that, when AEW first started, I was a big fan of it. I watched it. I was like, oh, I like this. 'Cause I was a big Jericho fan, and he was a big part of it. But then they went the other direction with it, and it got to me where it was not unwatchable. So I quit.
Yeah.
I quit watching back when it first came out. I was behind it and liked it, but then they started the guys they were pushing. They quit pushing them guys and started getting WWE and not doing nothing with them, and it got to a point where it got stale real quick for me, and I wasn't interested in it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with that. I did hear something. Well, I'll hopefully I'll remember because I don't want to go off track here. I did hear something about some of the not been on the show and got some information why they're not been on the show. So and they got a big some big opportunities. I'll try to remember that. Next up, we had Legado del Fantasma. They beat Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. I thought this was a solid match. I kind of like Psycho Clown too. I'd seen Dr. Wagner before. I had heard of Pagano. I never had seen Psycho Clown. That was a pretty interesting mask he's got. Marcus, what'd you think of the match?
I don't think I remember much of it. Is that the Psycho Clown, the guy that has the tongue?
Yeah.
Was that the Money in the Bank in the audience?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I remember. I
Yes.
don't remember a lot. I don't know if I seen that match or not because I had to
You might have missed it.
do that before the Money in the Bank came through. I don't think I watched that one.
That was the third match. So yeah, you might have missed that because the women's match was second. That was the third match.
I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't see it.
Justin, what'd you think of that match?
I thought it was up there. I thought it was almost match of the night.
A lot of good wrestling.
I thought it was a damn good match. I thought I think it opens the door for WWE to establish 6-man tag titles, trios titles. I think we opened the door there because you had 2 6-man tag matches, both were phenomenal. But you take Santos Escobar, Garza and Hector, or I think it's Hector Carrillo or whatever. I can't remember what his name is. I know it's Angel Garza and somebody else.
Yep.
But you take El Fantasma. That was their first match competing together, and I thought it was a banger. I personally thought it was one of the best matches on the card.
I thought it was very good. Plus, I thought the whole show was pretty solid. Chris, I don't think you've seen that match. Okay. Move on to the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT North American Championship. Ethan Page, the champ, defeated Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix. Justin, I'll go to you first on this one.
I felt like it was just a standard NXT match. I mean, I thought it got where it needed to be. It got Ethan Page over where it needed to be. Once again, he snuck out a win, but that's okay. That's the gimmick, that's his persona. And but I just felt like it was just a standard WWE NXT match.
Marcus, what was your take on it?
Well, I enjoyed the match myself. It showed a different side of Ethan Page, I thought. I got to give him kudos because you know how I hate that guy. He did very well.
Yeah.
I liked how he threw Phoenix down on top of Javon from the top rope, top turnbuckle. Of course, they went over the commentary table.
Yep.
I liked how Javon Evans full ring over to Laredo. I mean, where he jumped off one side and literally it was like a coast to coast, but it wasn't since it wasn't in the corner. That was pretty impressive. Javon's springboard cutter was pretty impressive. I mean, I thought it was a decent match.
Javon Evans is incredible. When you stop and think that he only went to an independent promotion and got trained and wrestled for about 9 months and then got signed with NXT. He's like 22 years old. He's got a huge, if he stays healthy, that's the only thing I worry about with him. He takes a lot of risk. I do worry about him getting hurt, but I think plus he's going to get a little stronger, a little bigger. I think that's something he's going to have to do. But man, he's bouncy, just like his name. He's bouncy. That's for sure. I think Ethan Page is. I know he's on NXT, but to me, he's as good as heel as there is out there. He's an excellent heel.
I agree. You piss me off, you do well.
Yeah, he's an outstanding heel.
Hey, I do know somebody else who's pissed you off before. So does that mean I done well?
I have no comment.
Okay, hey guys, let's go to the main event. Vikino took on. He's a champ there in AAA. He took on Chad Gable, and he beat Chad Gable. Marcus, I know it was your first time seeing Vikino. I wanted to get your thoughts on this match.
I thought it was fantastic. The only thing I kind of noticed with the AAA guys, they kind of seem to. No, it's more like the WWE guys. I don't know how to put it. It seems like they were waiting for the AAA guys to get to them to execute some of these moves. I noticed that. Gable stood there for a second.
Yeah.
May have not even been a second, waiting on the other guy to get there before they could execute the moves. You could kind of see enough of a time difference. It wasn't immediate. So you kind of see that. And I don't know if the AAA guys are too fast or the AAA guys don't know how to slow down. I don't know, but it seemed it was a good match, but you could see them hesitate, I guess is the word, waiting on them to get there to execute some of these moves. And I noticed that in when you had the WWE guys wrestling, the AAA guys kind of seen that. But for the whole match, it was good. I loved it.
Yeah, probably not working together all the time. And Vikino, I've seen him a lot in AEW and also in TNA. His pace is usually a lot faster than that. So I'm sure that, they slowed him down some. I mean, because he's injured. He's been injured several times from doing a lot of the crazy shit that he does. And WWE's probably gonna say, look, man, you need to calm down. You can get over without doing all this. You can still do a lot of the stuff, which he did. They did some incredible moves. That Mexican destroyer that he did off the top rope,
yes,
was outstanding.
Was the best luchador of all time? Did he wrestle that day?
He made an appearance, but he set up a match. And I'm glad you brought that up. I'll bring that up. Yeah, Dom was there, the greatest. Him and Liv was in the crowd. But
Dom Mysterio.
Yeah, I thought I'll tell you what, it may have been. It's really close to being the match for the weekend for me. I thought it was as good as anything that was on Money in the Bank, which I did love.
Was El Grande Americano in there?
Wasn't on that show. Well,
man, how can you have a luchador show at El Grande Americano? Come on,
he was on Money in the Bank.
He could have done double duty.
Well, I think he did, but I know
those venues were across the parking lot from each other.
That's true. That's true.
Because the peacock lady and the green shirt fella, they were right there in the front row for both of them. So
yep, they were. But yeah, I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was very good.
According to the internet, there wasn't nobody at the show, so it wasn't no traffic. It'd been easy for him to get back and forth.
I got something on that too. And why the start of the show, why it looked so empty, and then it got full. But there was a reason for that. But I'll bring that up when we get to it. Justin, your take on that match?
I mean, I have to agree with Marcus a little bit. It did feel like that Gable was waiting for him just a little bit because it felt like the pace was a little bit off. But again, that's okay. You got AAA, Lucha Libre, who's used to that high pace, high impact, high spot mentality, nonstop pace. And then you got WWE, who's used to telling the story, wait to the perfect opportunities to hit your moves. And so, yes, the timing may have been off a little bit. It was still a good match.
Yeah.
But my opinion, I think the the El Fantasma 6-man tag match was match of the night for that card.
Yeah, to me it was the Gable match, but I thought that was very good too. I enjoyed that match too. Marcus, what was your match of the night for that show?
I thought the ladies did well, though. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there.
No, the ladies, in my opinion, struggled.
I didn't even watch it because you told me not to. So
the NXT ladies were fine, but the other two ladies, I think, had trouble keeping up, and that's just my opinion.
Hey, I did see the ladies match for the NXT ladies. That was like a filler match because it didn't seem like it lasted very long.
Yeah, it didn't last a long time.
Yeah. I'll have to go to the main event. That's really rated on.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with maybe it was shortened because they kind of felt lost.
Yeah,
because maybe because Lola Vice and Valkyrie, they were maybe trying to set the pace, and I think the other two just couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah,
and again, there's that
one lady I think actually. Well, then that story that they kind of told during the match, the one female wrestler, she had actually knew Valkyria, and I think he actually maybe had a little, teachers versus student type thing. So she was older than Stephanie.
Yeah, I think it's she's Valkyrie's godmother. I think
Okay.
that's what it was.
Yeah. So that's that they kind of told that story, which I think helped the match some. But yeah, they had trouble keeping up, in my opinion. Chris, I'm glad you brought that up. Dom did come out after the first match was ended, and him and Liv was together, and got into it with Octagon Jr. and made a match with Octagon Jr. Big opportunity for Octagon Jr. on Money in the Bank, and got a title match at the Intercontinental Championship against Dom Mysterio. And the crowd went crazy hating on Dom, that's for sure. So, that was well done. I thought it was a good way to tie in shows. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good show. I enjoyed it. I thought it was something different. It wasn't your normal WWE show, wasn't your normal NXT show. So hopefully they'll be successful, and see where they go from here. Next up, guys, Money in the Bank. And since Chris brought up the crowd thing, I did some research on that. And what happened was, because that was about the time on Saturday where the riots started and the police and stuff. So people had a hard time getting into the venue. And that's why, if you look at the first match where it looked like it was kind of empty in spots, and then you get into the second match, you see where it's almost pretty much full. People was having a hard time getting into the venue because it was a sellout. Because WrestleTix, they're pretty good about it. They said at an hour before the show there was one ticket left, so all the tickets sold. People was just having a hard time getting into the venue, so that's what that issue was.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Go into the very first match. We had the ladies' Money in the Bank match, featuring Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Julia, Rhea Ripley, and Roxanne Perez, and Stephanie Valkyria, who did double duty. And not only that, she wrestled on SmackDown. She wrestled 3 times in 24 hours. That's crazy at this level. But Naomi is the new Money in the Bank holder, guys. What's your take on the match and Naomi being the Money in the Bank winner? Justin, what do you think?
Well, the devil's kiss off the ladder was perfect. I just wish Booker T got to do it instead of Pat McAfee. McAfee struggled, but it's okay. It was the first time.
Yeah.
I thought the match was good. Here's my thing is, you really didn't have anybody that really needed it. I think, in my opinion, I think the only person that really could have used the Money in the Bank to kind of launch themselves on the main roster would probably be Roxanne Perez. I think she would be the only one that I would have, besides Rhea Ripley, I probably would have put it on. Or besides Naomi, I probably would have put it on. Rhea didn't need it. Alexa Bliss doesn't need it. And the other two, they don't need it either.
No.
But Roxanne would probably have been the my alternate. But I hope it doesn't lead to I love Naomi and I love the heel character, but I hope the story doesn't lead to her cashing in successfully. And the reason why I say that is because they came out and they said Money in the Bank, the women's Money in the Bank's 8 for 8.
Yep.
All right, it's time for somebody to end the streak. So my thing is, what if Naomi goes to cash? She goes to make the pin. Jade's music hits. Jade runs down, beats the shit out of her. We set it up for SummerSlam again.
Yep. And I got a feeling that this, I can't decide, because last year, a lot of people think that Seth is going to cash in quick, and I could see that. I could see that happening. But also since last year, the champion, which I'm having a hard time remembering her name right now, on SmackDown.
Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton, thank you. She held that briefcase for a long time before she cashed in. So I kind of think it would make more sense for Naomi to cash in quick, whether she's successful or not. And Seth Rollins hold that and tease for a while. So we'll see where they go with that. But I kind of thought Naomi was going to win. But I agree with you, and me and Marcus are talking. I thought the other person, I think Roxanne Perez would have been a perfect character because she's a really good heel, and she really would have carried that briefcase well. So I think that would have been really good with her with it. Like you said, Rhea didn't need it, Alexa didn't need it. Julia's not ready for it, and even though Stephanie's over, I don't know that it fits her character. At least not right now. Her carrying the briefcase.
And that's why I said even Julia, like her character doesn't even need it.
No.
I think you put Julia and Valkyrie with the right people on the main roster, and they're right there with the main roster, anyways.
Yeah, I agree. Marcus, what was your take on this match?
Well, I didn't care that Naomi won it, especially since she didn't hardly do anything throughout the whole match and supposedly injured her knee twice, but yet found a way to climb a ladder pretty decently after that. But after what Justin says, I'd rather see her lose the cash in than to have Roxanne Perez win it and then lose the cash in. So maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they took that's what they're thinking.
I think for story, I think Naomi having it is really good. She ties in good with Tiffany Stratton. They've had issues. She's got issues with Jade Cargill. I mean, who knows? I mean, I think it was good for storyline. I thought that she was the right pick. But even though I could have seen Roxanne too.
And the ladies use those ladders very well. I give them that. They did some interesting things with those ladders, and I like where they piled through them all down on Rhea. Only the fact that Rhea come back pissed as hell.
Yeah, I thought Rhea looked really great.
Don't talk about mommy mania like that, okay?
Yeah.
No, I like Rhea. I'm a fan of Rhea. I just thought it kind of reminded me of ECW.
Yeah,
the whole pile of ladders, and then she come flying out of there like pissed as hell, like a Tommy Dreamer would have been. But
I seen some criticism. Some people said they didn't do enough spots. I thought what they did. I think that if people don't half die, then people are upset. I mean, it don't have to be. I thought they did a good job with the storytelling. Then somebody bitch, well, had that one screw up where they couldn't get the ladder to close. That's going to happen sometimes. I mean, the ladder hung up on them. I mean, what the hell? I mean, people. I hate the term botch. I mean, I know it's pretty popular now, but not everything's going to go perfect all the time.
Did you see that little skit where supposedly Naomi opened the briefcase and it had like a Rambo knife in it and a Jey Uso action figure and some like ring tape and it's full of shit.
I didn't see that.
Funny. There was no contract in it, but it had a bunch of crap in it.
Okay.
But the Jey Uso action figure is what kind of killed me because they were just sitting in the middle of it. But.
Okay. Chris, what you? I don't think you've seen the match. What do you think about Naomi being the winner?
I mean, I kind of agree with you guys. It didn't surprise me that she was the winner, but I didn't see the match. What was I watching Saturday?
Well, you left. There was a lot of stuff. Well, you went and played cards, didn't you? Was that Friday night? That was Friday night. I don't know what the hell you done.
I don't remember.
It's hard to tell what you were
UFC.
doing.
UFC was on later that night. But
It
there
was
was an early
UFC.
two. Might have been. Who knows?
I don't remember. Yeah.
I think you played some frisbee golf. I think you played frisbee golf, then you went and did UFC, I think. Next up, guys, we had Dominic Mysterio, Intercontinental Champion, defending his belt against Octagon Jr. I like the fact that Octagon Jr. Get this opportunity. Probably a dream come through for him. I think he's got some potential. I did have a little bit of criticism. I thought the match should have been longer. It was under 5 minutes, just at 5 minutes. I thought it didn't have to be 12 minutes, but I would have preferred 7 or 8 minutes. That would be my only criticism of the match. I thought it was fine. I thought Octagon looked good. I thought Dominic looks great. He can work a crowd. That would be my only criticism. Marcus, what's your take?
Well, what I got to see of it, because that's where I lost the feed. It took me 10 minutes to get it back up. And by the time it come on, they were on to the next match. What I seen, I thought was very well done. I mean, Liv Roy presented herself well also. Dom tied his mask to the rope, and she's over there grinning at him. And I liked how Dom was taunting the AAA guys. And But then again, you had another one where Dom was waiting on the AAA guy to get there to execute the move. I really noticed it in that match.
Yeah. Okay.
For what little I've seen of it, but I thought it was decent for what, like I said, what I seen. I didn't see the pin. When I come back, it was already over. But
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. I just wish it would have been a little longer. Justin, what was your take?
Yeah, I agree. 7 to 8 would have been sufficient and solid. Again, Octagon was a little bit slower, but then again, I was kind of shocked to see why Octagon would be slower, because he also is in TNA. So you would think he would still have that, you know, pro wrestling style, and not and be able to work both ways and both speeds. So to me, I was a little shocked on that, but I thought the match was what we needed, a quick, a little 5-minute match to kind of tie in both, just a little filler to kind of separate everything, especially now knowing what went on with the empty arena.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, guys, next up, the Women Intercontinental Championship match. Lyra Valkyrie put her belt up against Becky Lynch, and guys, we got a new champ. Becky Lynch is the new champ. I know at Grills Marcus. Marcus, we'll go to you first. What'd you think of the match? And I know you're not crazy about Becky winning.
well, I don't have a lot written down here. I don't know. Maybe that was where the feed was out too.
It was a really, really good match. I thought it was really strong.
I did see where Lyra's selling was really well done.
Yep.
I liked how she jumped down on Becky, which is draped over the timekeeper area.
Did Becky look better than what she had been?
Becky looked really good.
I didn't think she'd looked real great since she'd been back.
That's
and
the best.
That's all I had. I don't know. I must not have
That's the
seen it.
best. That's the best she's looked in a while. I thought Becky looked good. I thought their chemistry was outstanding. I thought it was a really strong match. I really enjoyed it. I think Becky is helping Valkyrie come out of her shell a little bit, as far as character-wise. Lyra's always been good in the ring. I watched her for a long time over in NXT UK. And so, I mean, I know she's got the chops in the ring, but I think Becky's helping her. I really do. And we'll see where it goes from here. But Justin, what was your take?
I mean, you look at, if you go back and you look at like you look at Gunther, and you look at that situation, like you had Gunther who was ready to move up to the next level, so you needed to put on a guy that was solid in that area and could take the title and make it a little bit more meaningful, and that's why you had Sami Zayn take it, and then you had Braun Breaker take it. Yeah. I mean, and so you kind of look at it now. You had Lyra Valkyria being the first women's Intercontinental Champion. Now, who do you take it from her? Well, the person that I thought should have taken it from her, you released her. I thought Dakota Kai should have been next in line. Yeah. I mean, they were putting up on banger matches, but then you released Dakota Kai, so the next person that you could possibly put in the slot would have to be Becky Lynch, unless you bring one of the newer girls like Stephanie Valkyrie in and you put the title on them. But Valkyrie's not ready for that after just debuting on the roster, main roster. So I think Becky Lynch holding it allows Lyra Valkyria to go up to the next level and challenge for the Women's World Championship.
That could be. That's a good point. But I really enjoyed that match. Chris, what do you think about Becky winning that match?
It surprised me, because I figured Valkyrie would keep it, but so I mean, yeah, it surprised me. Like I said, I didn't see the match, but that's why I asked about Becky, because I hadn't been real impressed with her since she'd been back. Yeah. So that's good to hear that she looked better.
Well, I think Becky's baby, I don't know if it'll be a first title defense, but I think they got Evolution coming up, women's pay-per-view, and Bayley on Monday Night Raw attacked. Of course, she came out and attacked her, so I think that's setting that up. A big match between them two, because they came up together in NXT. So that'll be interesting. So I think that's one reason why they had Becky maybe win. We'll see where it goes from here. Next up, guys, the men's Money in the Bank match. Seth Rollins, Andrade, El Grande Americano, LA Knight, Penta, and Solo Sikoa. Justin, what was your take on it? With Seth Rollins is the new Money in the Bank holder. What was your take on this match?
I thought it was the best match of the night. I thought it was everything that we needed in the match. I personally wished once we had Braun Breaker and what's his name? I think it was Bronson Reed come out, and then we had Batu and I call him Jeff Cobb, but it's JC Mateo.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb. Yep.
You had Batu and Mateo come out, hoping that we would have got the Roman Reigns return there. Like that would have been epic to have the three stables of the bloodline be right there. The three stables of the WWE right there, basically saying, "Hey, let's go to war."
Yeah.
I thought that would have been cool. But we got what we wanted. We got what we needed. I think the only person that I would have put the Money in the Bank briefcase on would have been LA Knight. Like I think LA Knight would have should have got it, other than Seth. And honestly, I'm hoping that we do something for the first time that we haven't done in WWE history. And I hope that we have two unsuccessful cash-ins. I don't think Seth needs the world title. So I think he should go for a cash-in, and Roman should cost him, just like I think Jade should cost Naomi, and we have two unsuccessul cash-ins for the first time in WWE history.
You know that the internet wrestling community would have a stroke if they had two ladder matches and two briefcases and both of them were successful. They would say, "Why in the fuck did you even have a ladder match if you go have somebody?" They would go berserk, and it'd be great.
I know they would.
I agree with you, but they would have a stroke.
They would have a stroke.
That'd be the best reason to do it. Be the best reason to do it.
Yeah. Well, what's that one guy called them? The Cheeto sexuals. I watched this one podcast and them Cheeto sexuals are gonna have a heart attack.
I knew it was going down.
He went crazy. I really enjoyed the match. It was a tie for me between it and the main event. My favorite match. I might go with the main event because of the Ron Killings thing, which we'll get to in a minute. But I love Solo Sikoa's characters changing. And he did that on SmackDown. I like that his character is changing. I think he's even going a little bit more into comedy and stuff. I really enjoyed him. The only other guy I think it would have been funny, and I think it would have been awesome if El Grande Americano would have won the briefcase. I think that would have been pretty awesome. So I would like to see him pull the trigger on that. But I think the crowd would have went crazy where it was at if Penta would have won. So there was a lot of options. Seth Rollins made a lot of sense because storyline. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Does he need it? No, he don't. But I don't disagree with a lot of people saying he don't need it, but because he really don't. Marcus, what was your take on this match?
Well, I thought the match was good, but I thought the commentary was very funny as well. If you sit there, they talked about Gable throughout that whole damn match. And just listening to those guys, it's like they were talking about, well, they know that's Americano and Gable because the nipples are the same. But they said, well, how do you know what Gable's nipples look like? And the patch, that's not a metal plate.
It was Pat McAfee, Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett was the one that said he knew it wasn't him because his nipples ain't the same. And they wanted to know how the hell he knew what his nipples looked like. So they kind of got into it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, go ahead and reference the Wikipedia page. I mean, that's Gable. That metal plate is not a metal plate. It's a thing to help eczema. It's like
that's what it said.
I'm dying. I am dying.
That's what Wade Barrett says. It's for eczema. But yeah.
Some interesting stuff. We see different types of moves on these ladders, like the ankle lock on the ladder where the guys see, I don't have my players. I'm just getting it in my head.
Yep.
Hanging down. That thing that Gable did with those ladders, how he run up the one on the outside, rode the other one over to the main ladder. I thought that was very well done. I also thought it was funny how they had the the fireball ladder And the
Yep.
promo about the fireball ladder, that
Yep.
was humorous.
Yep.
The Jacob Fatu thing, like, damn, that guy's a beast.
He's a beast. He's
He
awesome,
solo
and he's got so
and,
much.
now we got the solo
He's
Sokoa
got so much.
Jacob Fatu. Oh man, that's going to be great. But I
A
thought the
lot of
match was pretty good.
storytelling. Yeah, a lot of storytelling in that match. I really,
Yeah. Did you see
really
the huge
enjoyed it.
gash?
Just,
Did
what
you
what
see
do you
the
think?
huge? Did you see the huge gash on Gable's back? I mean, it was he gouged it hard somewhere. And also one more, the Andrade, and who was it? They were saying, "Well, no, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it." But anyhow, that's what I had. I thought it was really well done,
Yeah,
and
I
the
agree.
commentary went very well with it. So
Chris, what you take about Seth Rollins winning the match? I know you'd like to know Grande Americano. I know.
It don't surprise me because of the storyline and stuff. But I mean, I agree with what you guys are saying. He really don't need it. Yeah, I was hoping they was gonna put it on El Grande Americano. I figured they wouldn't though. But like I told you, if they weren't gonna do that, Penta, I thought it'd been cool to see Penta get it.
I agree. I think Penta would have been him to come strutting in with that briefcase on his hand. I think would have been pretty cool, and the crowd would have popped like crazy in California. But okay, guys, let's move on to the main event. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso beat John Cena and Logan Paul, and we had a big return. And we'll get you guys' take on that. We got R-Truth, or now Ron Killings, coming back. We'll get your take on that. And do you think it was a work, or do you think that the fans really played a part on him coming back? We'll go to you first, Justin.
I'm gonna have to say it's a work. I can't. I don't want to say it. Oh no! It wasn't a work. He was released, and us fans, we brought him back, and blah blah blah. Come on, it was a perfectly set up coup to get us to buy into this whole new story, and it worked. I love Ron the Truth Killings. I've always loved Ron the Truth Killings ever in his TNA days. I do like the fact that we're going to see R-Truth no longer be a comedy gimmick, and I think it's time to finally give him an opportunity to be a world champion.
Okay, that's an interesting take. How'd you like the match?
I thought the match was good too. It's kind of, I don't know. I think that we were having matches like a tag match. I think we're wasting the John Cena appearances. Like, hey, let's just have a tag match. And I think we need to have more meaningful matches with John Cena. Like we had, the title match with Cody Rhodes. We had the title match with Randy Orton. Now, he posted on Instagram of Miz giving Samoa Joe a skull crushing finale. So whatever you take out of that, is Samoa Joe his contract getting ready to come up and he's coming back, or is Cena targeting the Miz? We don't know, but I felt like they could have just used a title match, knowing what was going to happen on Raw the next time.
Yeah, I can see that. I see your take on that. I really don't disagree with you. The tag match. Could they? I mean, they could have had a singles match, and R-Truth still could have came out. So, I see your point. Marcus, what was your take on the match?
I thought the match was okay. I think it was a work. I think it was a well-played work. Come on, they release people every year, and every year people bitch and complain and gripe and want them back. They've never done it before, so why now?
Yeah.
That was the best thing. I think it was a work, and it was very well played. Now I knew when R-Truth came through the audience and Spirit team, I didn't know it was R-Truth, and it was a black guy because his shirt lifted up a little bit.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was R-Truth. I thought it was very well played. I liked how Logan and John Cena got into it. Well, I'm trying to help you. I don't need help. I thought that was funny. Cody Rhodes power slam or moon. What did I write down here? Cody Rhodes power slam somebody. It was beautiful, and Logan Paul's moonsault was very well.
Yeah.
That's it. That
Oh,
moonsault. That guy
man.
is damn good at flying. He's the Michael Jordan. I mean, like
That moonsault, that moonsault hurt me.
Well, I seen an interview with Logan Paul today, and he said that he did one off of a rope in the ring, and almost he went so far, almost hit the rope. That's how far he went, 3/4 of the ring when he did it, and his feet almost hit the other side of the ropes. And he said that's when he come up with the idea. He got to thinking about it, so he went to John Cena the day of the match or day before, and he said, "Hey, I want to do this spot." And John Cena said, "No, you're not doing that spot because you ain't gonna be able to make it. You're not going to land that." He said, "I can land that. I know I can." And John Cena said, "No, you cannot." So they talked to Triple H and stuff, and he said, "Okay, just hit it." Of course, he did. He said he thought he broke both of his shins when he did it in the interview. But yeah, it was outstanding. I really loved the match. I thought it was pretty old school, pretty slow paced, which I like. I don't want to see all high flying and all crazy stuff all the time. I'd like to see the old school sometimes. Of course, I'm old as dirt, so it kind of suits me a little bit more of the style of wrestling I like. But I really enjoyed it. I had no idea R-Truth was going to be there. I thought he was gone. He technically wasn't released. His contract was up, and they wasn't going to renew it. Who knows? I think it's funny because the guy that runs Fightful did a special episode of his show that he does on YouTube, laying out all the proof of him knowing that the fans was one that got him back, and it wasn't a work, even though they're trying to make it a work. And he laid this all out, but it all goes by one thing: what somebody told him. He has no proof. What I mean, oh well, this guy backstage told me. Who? Name his name. See that's my problem. And then everybody's mad at Triple H because in the press conference, he never said that it was a work or wasn't a work. He had the question. Was R-Truth released? Was this part of the show and everything? And he asked him, did he enjoy the show? And the guy said yeah, and he said it's all part of the show. And then he smiled, had a big old smirk, shit-eating grin on his face in the press conference. So he really didn't answer the question. So I mean, you know, what makes them think that they can't play the media? I mean, they could put people up and say, hey, tell them this, tell them this, tell them that. You know. So who knows for sure, but I believe it was a work. I mean, they already had the Ron Killings t-shirts. They already had stuff set up. Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I really enjoyed it. Was it the best wrestling show I've ever seen? No, but it had a lot of storylines in it, and that's what I like. So I really enjoyed the show. What grade would you give the show, Justin?
I'd give it an A. I'd give it an A.
I couldn't quite get to an A. It was close for me. I give it a B plus. Marcus?
Yeah, I give it a B plus too.
Okay. Chris, what's your take on? Do you think this was a work, or do you R-Truth? Or
I think it was a work, and I think it was a perfect way for them to. I think they done it perfect, and I think it was a perfect way to change his character, like to go to the Ron Killings. I think whoever came up with the idea, it was a great idea, and I think I agree with Marcus. I think they performed well. It came out good, and they done the way they done it. But yeah, I think it was a work. Like you said, there's been a lot of people that's got released, and there's been bigger backlashes than that.
Yeah,
and it hasn't changed anything.
Yeah.
So I and you know how, especially the internet wrestling community, it's either they're too predictable, or then they get pissed
because they get something over on you.
Yeah, then they get pissed if they get something over on them. So either way, there's gonna be people mad. But that's what kills me is everybody always talk about how they're too predictable, and then when they do something that surprises everybody, it pisses everybody off.
See, I kind of wish we went back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Old school. Nobody knew. Internet, nothing.
Yep. I agree. Okay, guys, we're going to move on real quick before we go into our Raw stuff and NXT stuff I wanted to go over a couple of things. Wanted to bring up that Rachel Armstrong, wrestles here in Indiana a lot, appeared on Ring of Honor last week, took on Athena, and it was a big part of a storyline that they're building there. So I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if she signed with him or anything like that. I just know that she wrestled on that show. Big props to her. Also, Marcus, did you want to bring up about Juan?
Yeah, we brought it up Monday. Juan Sanchez was in Major League Wrestling for. He was a security guard for the. There it is again. Give me the names.
The one that threw him around was Riddle.
Yeah, Matt Riddle.
Matt
But
Riddle
that was the match. He was the security guard. He was the only security guard that actually made it into the ring and got laid out. But Juan Sanchez made it into a Major League Wrestling, and I hate to say it, but Brian Cranville had a hand in that because he rolled up with Brian Cranville. So
yeah, yep, most
I need
definitely.
to tell you guys something when we go off the air. I cannot say it here.
Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to cover, I brought it up before, but they made an official announcement. NWA will be streaming new episodes of NWA Power on Roku starting at 8 p.m. on Tuesday night, starting in July 29th. That'll be in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. I think that's big for NWA. I mean, to finally get a weekly spot, and it's a free channel, so everybody can watch it. I think that's pretty cool. Marcus, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's time to revive it again. They did very well there for a while. Then they kind of, I don't know what happened. They were doing weekly shows every week. They're just kind of puttered out.
Put on Twitter.
They play it right. I mean, you got to think of the legacy of the NWA. Ron Killian's former NWA champ. Remember that?
Yep, that's true.
So I'd like to see him win the big one too in the WWE. But hopefully, what is it, Corgan? Is that his name?
Yep. Billy Corgan.
Hopefully he don't drop the ball on this one.
Yeah, I hope not. Justin, what do you have a take on this NWA?
It'll be interesting to see. I think it'll be a new look, be able to get to watch them. I haven't really followed much of them, but I do want to take a little bit of time off and dodge and bring up. I don't know if you guys know of the pro wrestler Joey Lynch. He was the leader of the Lynch Mob. He was in the Bullet Club and things over in New Japan. He's not doing too well. He suffered an injury, had pneumonia, had surgery. They split his surgery into two places. So I got to meet him one time in Empire down in Georgia. Great dude. So we just ask that you keep his family in your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, guys, we're going to go into Monday Night Raw. And the first thing I want to talk about was Ron Killings came out of nowhere and did a promo. I thought the promo was outstanding. I didn't know where it was going. I'm shocked at what he did. The crowd was shocked. I'm interested to see where it's going. And the interesting thing, Bully Ray was critical of his promo, and they played on that today on the show. Bully Ray wasn't on, but he was critical. He said that he should have never mentioned he's going to be Ron Killings. He shouldn't mention R-Truth again. He said he should never mention that again. He's going to be more of a serious character. Yeah, and that was his opinion. Well, R-Truth out of nowhere showed up on the show today and interrupted and was cussing and going berserk and called out R-Truth or called out Bully Ray. Bully Ray wasn't there, but Natalya was on the show along with Dave LaGreca, and he was going crazy. And then he apologized, and then they played the clip of what Bully Ray said, and then he went berserk again, cussing and going crazy on Bully Ray. And so I don't know where they're going with this, but I thought it was pretty interesting. So it almost seemed like his character is almost like an unhinged character. So we'll see exactly where they're going with this. Let's go with you, Marcus, first. What did you think of the Ron Killings promo on Monday Night Raw?
Okay, well, I thought it was a damn good promo, and to go against what Billy Ray said, I don't think you're going to hear about R-Truth anymore. He had to bury him before he brought Killians back. I love how he said, I'm not going to be funny, nice, forgiving, a sideshow gimmick. And then he cut his hair, which just freaked me out. I'm like, damn. And he said, I am Ron Killings, the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, set me free. I thought it was a damn good promo.
I did too.
And he did it on top of the announcer's table. And like you said, they pulled them scissors out. Them guys scattered like he was going to stab them, like a New Jack. Like New Jack pulled scissors out, everybody run for the hills because you know what he's going to do with
I would
them.
too. If New Jack pulled out anything, I'd run for the hills too. I seen what they did with the scalpel other dude.
But yeah, I thought it was a damn good promo, and I'm curious to see where he's going. But I think I'm going to like the new persona.
Chris, I believe you've seen the promo. I think. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was a real good promo. It did. I was a little surprised that he cut his hair. But like I said, I thought it was a real good promo, and I don't think I agree with Marcus. I think you kind of had to mention Truth in that promo. Now maybe going forward you shouldn't, but in that promo, I think you had to kind of bury the gimmick.
Yeah.
To get the new characters some steam. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was real good, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do from here because I don't know, it's going to be nice to see him in a different role.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I have no idea where they're going with it, but I'm all for it. Justin, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this is going. I like I said, I hope it leads to him. If it's not the WWE Championship, give him, let him have a run at the NXT title, or give him a WWE World Championship run. I think Ron the Truth Killing deserves it. I mean, you look at the stuff he did in TNA. When he ran and we was with 3MB it was not 3MB, but what was it called with Road Dogg?
Oh, something quick or something. I can.
Yeah. The 3 Live click or quick or something like that.
Yeah.
So like you saw his star potential there if you followed him on TNA.
Yeah.
I thought the promo was well done, and I didn't think there was anything wrong with mentioning the name to begin with.
No, I don't either.
I agree with you guys. I think you had to bring him up to kill the gimmick, or let him know, like, hey, I am, I'm still R-Truth, but I'm Ron Killings. Like I came back for you, but I came back to be me. Sometimes R-Truth could be too funny, too likable. Yeah. Not me. And so like I'm kind of to see where it goes, and I hope it is kind of like an unhinged and loose cannon type gimmick.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. Moving on, guys, we had a championship match for the World Heavyweight Championship on the End Raw main event. We had Gunther versus Jey Uso, and guys, we got a new champion. I love the match. I love the ending of the match. It was tough if you watched the clip because they didn't show all of it like they did during the match. All the counters of the sleeper and keep trying to just battle and scratch and claw to get the sleeper and get the win. I loved it. It was very old school. I love this match. A lot of people upset that Gunther won. They don't know where it's going. I heard something just a little bit ago. I hope I'm wrong because
I know. I'll wait till my turn.
The rumor is Goldberg's coming back Monday night.
Fuck.
And
I had Goldberg's name on my paper. Everybody wanted R-Truth back. That's what they said. But nobody's been cheering to get Goldberg back, but yet they bring him anyway. Can we all fit, bitch, and maybe they won't bring him back?
And there are actually some people believe that Goldberg is going to beat Gunther for that championship.
Let's start a protest, Marcus. Let's make us some signs. Let's go protest the streets. No Goldberg.
And then they got a big show in Atlanta, Georgia, and they're going to have Seth Rollins. This is the rumor. Cash in on Goldberg and take the championship.
Oh, for crying out loud.
They don't need that. I think it's a mistake if they do that.
Well, because now you're going to have this old man who, I was a Goldberg fan in the old days.
I don't think that's going to happen.
If you really look at it, Goldberg couldn't wrestle worth a damn.
That sounds like a Vince McMahon booking. That don't sound like a Triple H booking.
It don't to me either, but
Well, remember Goldberg did.
That sounds like
Rock
something. That sounds like something Vince would do, like the day before a show. Let's tear up everything, and this is what we're going to do.
What can I? How can I piss people off? This would be perfect.
Although that just don't, with everything what they've been doing, to me that just don't make sense that they would do that. But,
And
hey, who knows?
that's something I did want to bring up about the internet. So many people bitched and complained about Jey Uso's title reign, and which I think been pretty good myself, and him having the championship, and he don't deserve it. And as soon as he lost it, them same people are losing their effing mind because he lost it.
He shouldn't have won the Royal Rumble. Remember? It's the worst Royal Rumble ever.
And then the Gunther is boring,
Yeah,
and Gunther is no good. I'm sorry, Gunther is a very credible champion. I like Gunther. I'm not saying Gunther should have won the championship. I'm not saying he shouldn't have, but you can't discount Gunther. Gunther is very, very good.
Well, the hell, how are they going to discount Gunther now when they were saying that Jey Uso couldn't wrestle and shouldn't be? I mean,
Yeah,
fuck, according to them, nobody should be champ.
Gunther's boring, and Jey Uso can't wrestle. So I don't know. I thought Jey Uso did a very good job. The rumor I'm hearing that they're going to put Jey and Jimmy back together and go after the tag titles from the New Day. That's a rumor.
We haven't seen that match 1,000 times.
I'm not saying it's true, but that's a rumor that I heard.
I heard that, and I also heard the rumor was they were getting ready to they were dropping the title off, or having Jey drop it because they were getting ready to run it back with the Bloodline.
Okay, that's possible.
The OG.
Well, the other
OG
rumor,
Bloodline.
the rumor is Friday that Hikuleo is going to debut on SmackDown. That's the rumor. He's the 6'10" guy that's son of Haku.
He's the brother of Tama Tonga and Tongalua.
Yes. So that's the rumor that he's going to make a debut. So we'll see from there. Justin, what was your take on this with Gunther and
I thought the match was was a really good old school match. I thought they told a great story.
yes.
I almost wanted Seth to cash in there and take it from Jey after Jey getting beat up by Gunther because Gunther got beat again. Like, I would almost rather have seen that than Gunther taking it back, because now you're in a situation like, okay, Gunther has the title now. Well, who's going to take it? Like, is Seth going to cash it on Gunther? That doesn't make sense at all.
Well,
So who would be next? Who would be next in line for to take it from Gunther? Are you going to move it? Are you going to move Cody back over? But the rumor has.
Here's what I think is going to happen, guys. I think finally, Sami Zayn, he's going to win. He's going to win the Royal Rumble, or not the Royal Rumble, the King of the Ring tournament, which would give him a shot at the title against Gunther at SummerSlam. I think Sami beats Gunther, and then Seth Rollins comes out and cashes in on Sami, and that fits together because Sami and Seth is feuding right now. That's what I think is going to happen.
I can see that too.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That'd be all right.
You could have Bronson Jones go after it, and then turn on Seth Rollins because you have that story of right before they got together.
Bronson Reed.
I meant Bronson Reed. Yeah.
I don't know who Bronson Jones is.
Who's Bronson Jones?
But no, Bronson Reed. You could have Bronson Reed go after Gunther's title, and then you could tie it back in because of what had happened between him and Seth before he joined Seth.
And so that's my thing. Like, I almost would have rather had Seth take it from.
Fuck.
I would almost rather have Seth take it from Jey than Gunther, and let Gunther do something else. Like, maybe go. He doesn't need to have a feud with Goldberg if this is true for the belt. They don't need that.
No.
So
No, I agree with you. There's also rumors that Dragunov is they've got in the King of the Ring tournament, they got a surprise spot of somebody coming in.
That's not the rumor I saw. The rumor I saw in that Fatal 4-Way was because it's going to be in Green Bay, Wisconsin. A certain somebody by the name of Mr. Kennedy
Who knows? That's a possibility.
would be the fourth man.
Okay. That's a possibility too. I could see that.
He's in good shape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just seen him a few months ago.
Marcus, what'd you think of the match?
Well, what I seen of it, because I didn't watch it. You had
Yeah,
me
you only
watch the
get to see the
clip, and
clip.
I only got the really convinced version. The match looked like it was spot on. What I did see, I liked how Jay, sleeper holds, how Jay literally drug him over the top rope, trying to get out of it. Jay did a few more spears than I cared for, and some of them didn't look like spears to me. They looked more like.
I was getting ready to say he needs to maybe find a different move and quit doing the spear, because
Well, some of those weren't even spears. I thought they looked more like.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the hell you
Yeah.
call them. They were half-assed attempts at it.
Yeah, and Gunther looked really shocked that he won it. Are you going to after the thing with his son, or do we go to?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and bring it up.
Oh, and then afterwards they did that day with his son. I thought it was very good. He did give Gunther kudos.
Yep.
You know, he said, "Hey, I did lose, but Gunther is a good guy." I thought it was very funny how he's telling the kids, "Thank your parents for being here. Parents, thank your kids, whatever." I thought it was funny. Told them to wash their ass before they went to bed. I was humored by that.
Yeah, he did. He told
And then
him-
turned to his son and said, he said, "Did you brush your teeth?" I thought it'd been funnier if it said, "Did you wash your ass?" But anyway,
Yeah.
but I thought it was a good sportsman. I thought it was a good little promo afterwards too. If you want to call it a promo, it's more like a heart-to-heart type thing. But
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with all this, guys. Chris, you got to see it, right?
hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wayne Silver, what's it like? Wayne Silver is in the chat. Now refereeing one of the micro groups. Are you having a good time? Where are you at right now?
Yeah, he's doing that on. He's doing that now. Yeah, traveling around. Chris? Did you see the Gunther and the Jey Uso?
Yeah, we were just talking.
Okay, did you give your thoughts on it? Okay. Okay, we got one more thing, guys. NXT Obafemi versus Jasper Troy for the NXT Heavyweight Championship. The show started with Jasper Troy attacking Obafemi and putting him through a windshield. So Obafemi, I thought, did a really good job of playing hurt and stuff, and being hurt and everything. I thought it was a pretty interesting match. Marcus, I want to go you first because I know you watched LFG. What did you think of the match? What did you think of Jasper Troy? How do you think he did? And go ahead.
Well, first thing I'm laughing is because I watched it on YouTube, and I don't know if you ever watch shit on YouTube, but sometimes the damn ads really piss me off.
Oh yeah.
Well, every ad was drink beer. They advertised like 4 or 5 beers. Every one of them ads drinks
Was it
beer.
real American beer?
Well, that was one of them. But anyhow, I thought Jasper did a damn good job. I thought he had it. I mean, he was manhandling Oba. He was stronger than Oba, it appeared at times. I mean, he was picking the guy up. In fact, Jasper is a little bigger than Oba if you look at the weight. It's not much. It's only like 10 pounds, but he manhandled him. And I thought that. I told Kelly because I said, well, he's manhandling him. And then they said that in commentary. But then Oba ended up pulling it off at the end. But I think Oba, I really thought he was going to lose it. And I think Booker T, the way Booker T was commentating, he thought he was going to lose it too.
Do you think the rope break was planned, or was it?
Okay, now let me ask you about that. They broke the middle rope, and then they fixed the middle rope during the match. Now, who in the hell ever pulled that off? I've seen many rope breaks in my time.
They went
but it takes forever to get those sub-bitches put back. Justin, am I right?
They went to a commercial break and come back, and that rope was back on.
Because normally when you break a rope, you break hardware. You got to go find hardware to replace the hardware. They had it back up. So
well, I mean, if you bid to a WWE live event and you watch, they change the canvas after every match, so they have all the springs and rings, the screws and bolts. They can repair that within 3 minutes.
Okay, so their pit crew's pretty good then, I guess.
Oh yeah.
It's been years since I've been to a WWE. I knew when they were doing rather
Yeah,
the
they
Sunday
changed-
show, Monday show, and the shotgun show, they were running. Yep, I remember that. But
Yeah, they changed the canvas after every match.
Do you think it was planned, Marcus, or do you think it was?
I kind of think it was. I don't think it was planned. I mean, I don't know the way he hit the middle.
That's why I took it too.
Yeah, Oba hit it pretty solid. I really just think it just
Yeah, popped off.
was hard enough that the turnbuckle hook just kind of slipped over the top of the thing there. But
Yeah, the guy didn't look like he'd just been. Now he'd been with. That's one thing that people got to understand. Even though he was on LFG, he signed with a company like late 22 or 23, one of the two. I think 22. So he'd been there for a while. So he's been with a company for a while, just not been really used. Been training, probably wasn't ready. So I think they had big plans for him, regardless. Either way, I thought Jasper Troy looked very good. Looked like a very menacing big man, and so I thought it was a pretty solid match, especially with Troy. I think it's his first match he's had on NXT. Definitely one of the first 2 or 3. Justin, what do you think?
Can anybody go check on that ref and see if he still has a job today?
Yeah,
Because he effed up that match.
yeah.
That match was so damn good until Obafemi hit his finisher and he counted 1, 2, and called a kick out. Called a kick out that Jasper Troyer did not kick out of.
No, never moved. He was pinned.
Never moved. He was pinned 1, 2, 3, and it forced Obafemi to pick him back up and give another one.
I want to go back and watch
It
that.
made both. I thought it ruined the whole match. To my opinion.
Okay.
I thought they both battled, and I thought personally whoever hit their finisher first should have been the winner. I don't think it warranted Obafemi to hit the what's it called, something from South of Heaven or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I don't think he needed to hit it twice.
Well, I wouldn't have had a problem if he would have actually kicked out. But he like you said, he did kick out.
Yeah, even if he would have actually kicked out, that'd have been different.
Yeah.
Was he
Then
supposed
you
to?
can.
I don't know.
Was it his fault or was it the ref's fault?
I don't know.
My guess is he was supposed to kick out and didn't, but the ref should go ahead and hit it. Well, I don't know.
But you would think.
Oh, so the ref didn't finish the count?
No, he stopped the count.
Oh,
No, I mean it was plain as day. He stopped the count and called 2. Like
Said the shoulder
the camera was right on it.
okay.
Yes.
I mean it went 1, 2, nope, 2. Like he.
And the crowd was stunned.
So the wrestler was probably supposed to kick out. It didn't. And then the referee, instead of just going ahead and calling the pin,
Yeah.
tried to correct it and it made it worse.
Because if it had been Vince would have been there, he probably got fired because Vince said if the dude don't kick out, the dude don't come in the ring when he's supposed to, you count him out, you count the pin, and then they'll be in trouble. Not the referee's supposed to do the job. That was Vince's viewpoint. But yeah, I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a really good big man match. And the thing I like is, Oba is now leading matches. He's got good enough where he can lead the match instead of being the guy wrestling a 4-way match. Or because when he first became champion, they put him in a lot of 3-ways, 4-ways, to help his cardio, to help things. Now he's wrestling a lot more singles matches. He's leading matches. So I think he's doing a real good job. I think he's about ready to come to the main roster. I just don't know if they have anything for him right now. I don't want to move him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that looked shitty.
Yeah, he never kicked out. Well, guys, I think that's it for tonight. Anybody got
Okay,
anything?
I have something.
Okay.
Chris, you ready? Chris, we're going to throw it back at him. Tony, where's your top 5, bud?
Oh, my top 5 for. I forgot about that.
Well, we got him, Chris. He's always getting on you, but I have your top 5.
You got me. I'll do it next week. I forgot about my top 5.
That's all I had.
Ron Killings. I'll give him all 5 positions.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be last month, bud.
Okay. That screwed that up. Okay. I can't remember last month. How about this?
Yeah, I know. We kind of here we are almost the middle of the month now.
Yep. Well, everybody have a good weekend. Support independent pro wrestling and watch a lot of good pro wrestling.
Frankfurt. We got one in Frankfurt this weekend.
Yeah, and got one in Illinois.
Yep, going to hit that one too. I don't know if we're going to the Deb yet. That's up to Kelly. We got a really busy 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. We may not go tomorrow night.
Oh, suck it up, Marcus.
Hey, I'm fine, but she's the driver.
Marcus gonna get himself in trouble.
That's the driver off.
Don't want to get caned.
If Marcus comes up missing, we know why.
Yep.
Somewhere between here and Illinois.
He'll have knots on his head, cane shots.
Thanks for joining us. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. And we'll see you guys next Thursday.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens Show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.